number that looks ordinary until you realize one terrifying truth. Across centuries and across continents, from America to Europe, from the Balkans to ancient China, every great prophet pointed to the same year. A repeating warning. A storm approaching, yet no one understands what it is. Jeane Dixon, Nostradamus, Baba Vanga, Alois Irlmaier, and a forgotten monk from the Tang Dynasty. They all saw 2025. This is not myth. It is a chain of prophecies that were buried or intentionally hidden. Jeane Dixon, America's Buried Prophecy. In America's occult history, the name Jeane Dixon stands like an echo in the dark. She predicted Kennedy's death, Truman's rise, Churchill's decline. But there was another prophecy, one that was buried for decades. A great conflict in 2025, and China would emerge victorious. Not through bombs, but through something Dixon called silk over steel. A war of economy, strategy, patience, and time. In her private diary, parts still blacked out, she wrote, "Too dark for now." She described a world fractured, alliances collapsing, nations losing power without understanding how it happened. Before her death, she whispered a final cryptic line: "The beginning comes from the middle." Researchers now believe the middle refers to the geopolitical center of future conflicts, a point that aligns with Eastern prophecies. Nostradamus, Europe and the Shadow War. Centuries ago, Nostradamus left behind chilling quatrains about a war in Europe. The Great War shall begin in the West, when the earth trembles near the Black Sea. After the 2022 Ukraine conflict, those lines suddenly felt literal. Scholars discovered that scattered quatrains, when combined, form a single narrative. Europe divided, allies abandoning each other, the northern lights fading. An era of famine, disease, and mass migration. Nostradamus didn't describe the war's end. He described what comes after. From the ashes of war, the waters rise, nations erased. A world ending, a new order rising. And the timeline, many argue, points to 2025. Ali Baba Vanga, the first crack in reality. In a remote Balkan village, the blind prophetess Baba Vanga warned about 2025 as a fracture point. Not the end of the world, but the first domino in a chain of irreversible collapses. She foresaw a world divided not only by politics, but by air, soil, and the distance between those who live underground and those above the skies. She spoke of the silence after 2025, not because of peace, but because humanity stops listening to itself. Her most haunting warning: mankind will forget how to be human. The Man from 2062. In 2010, an anonymous Japanese account appeared online, claiming to be from the year 2062. Nobody believed him, until his only warning came true: escape to the mountains. This matched the 2011 earthquake and tsunami almost exactly. He reappeared before major quakes in 2016, and then vanished forever. Before disappearing, he left a final prophecy: 2025 to 2030, a global war without nuclear weapons. Instead, a chemical dust that kills within minutes. Japan nearly wiped out. Multiple nations fall. Humanity splits into two classes, those living underground and those living in the skies. His final sentence: I did not come to change the future, only to observe it. Alois Irlmaier, The War Without Sound. A German well digger, uneducated, unknown, yet his predictions came true. Berlin Wall, Eurozone crisis. He foresaw a sudden war beginning in the Balkans. Russian forces advancing rapidly. Europe in chaos. And from the sky falls yellow dust. Not a bomb. No smell. No color. But anyone who touches it dies within minutes. He said the war lasts a few weeks. But after that, the world plunges into 3 days of darkness. No sun, no moon, no stars. And when light returns, Europe is reborn with new borders, new beliefs, and a new spiritual leader. A new age born from ash. The Tang Dynasty monk, the 13th prophecy. Hidden in ancient archives of China, researchers found a mysterious text, the 13 poems of fate. 12 have already come true. The 13th says, "In the year of the snake, the world tilts toward the center. Sky ash falls. Man forgets the stars." 2025 in the Eastern Zodiac is the year of the snake. The center in ancient Chinese culture refers to China. Forgets the stars could mean satellite systems collapse, GPS failure, a total blackout of global communication, a literal and symbolic tilt of the world. The manuscript ends abruptly after the 13th poem. The monk disappeared without trace, as if he never existed. The end, the prophetic storm. When you piece them together, what do you see? Dixon spoke of shifting power. Nostradamus foresaw a European war. Vanga warned of civilizational collapse. The 2062 man described silent weapons. Irlmaier saw deadly dust from the sky. The Tang monk predicted the year of the snake, 2025. Different centuries, different cultures, different languages, yet they all point to one converging moment. The real question is not, are the prophecies true? The real question is, if every prophet warned about the same year, what exactly are we about to walk into?